Uganda. This beautiful country in East Africa is best known for its turbulent history and dominant rulers. Today, Uganda is home to wildlife, waterfalls, and a slowly growing economy. But Uganda is still poor. Most people live on the poverty line, earning less than £1.50 a day. This is Shimmy. He's 13 and has a cleft lip and a cleft palate. Throughout his life, he's been bullied and ostracised by his community.
Going nowhere, going nowhere.
His cleft lip and palate make it difficult to speak and be understood. Shimmy has never been to school. He's too ashamed of his face. His family can't afford an operation, and Shimmy is only one of thousands of people who desperately need medical attention, but who can't afford it. Uganda's hospital facilities are clean but basic. Often there aren't enough trained doctors and nurses to meet demand. Patients have to pay for all their treatment themselves. But for some, even finding the money to pay for transport is a struggle. Even if a patient can afford to stay in hospital, aftercare is often unavailable because of inadequate resources and overstretched staff. Usually, a patient's family will stay in the hospital grounds and tend to their sick relative.
Interface Uganda is a charity that my husband Andrew and I set up a number of years ago in response to a need that we had identified.
We'd previously gone travelling around the country doing different operations, and we realised there's a huge need and nobody fulfilling that need.
We lived here working in a rural hospital for about 6.5 years, then travelled around the country doing mainly cleft lips and palates, and then came back to the UK not ever thinking of returning.
We were completely exhausted by what we were doing here, and we really had enough. Actually, we went back to England and had no intention of ever returning. But actually, when you travelled around the country and everywhere we went, people would say, "When are you coming back?" And we said, in our minds, we'd be thinking, "We're never coming back." We visited each year when we were in England, and it wasn't long before we realised, well, we had to come back really, because there's because those places where we had visited, there was no other person who had visited those places, and there was no hope, as far as we could see, of anyone visiting in the future.
It stimulated quite a lot of response in the UK from people working in the UK, and also the people that we'd left behind kept asking us when we were going to come back. And as a result of that, we developed Interface Uganda to channel and use the interest and talents and energy of the people in the UK to give something back to the people of Uganda.
Teams of medical staff from the UK visit Uganda several times a year. These trips are organised by Interface Uganda. The team's clinics are announced on local radio. Patients travel and can wait for days, even weeks, to be seen.
We won't necessarily know what's in the clinic until they arrive. So we'll turn up at a clinic and we'll be given a list of patients, but then as the day goes on, you'll get more and more join the queue. So you could end up seeing up to 100 patients in one clinic. When you actually see the queues of patients that you can't actually see the end of, then you suddenly realise, you know, that we're just touching the surface of what's needed out there, to be honest.
God knows the direction we're heading in tonight. God knows you'll count the cost with blood or with your heart, with your God knows you'll soldier on to the final righteous breath. God knows the heart has gone. We've just got roses left, roses left.
Many Ugandan people cook on open fires. The teams treat lots of burn injuries.
Love is a verb, love is a doing word. Feel someone pray, gentle impulsion.
This girl suffers from tuberculosis. The disease has eaten away the flesh from her nose. And this farmer's hand got caught up in his machinery. It's taken him so long to save up money for treatment, the open wound has become infected.
One of those areas we're really involved a lot in is cleft lip and palate work, and these children are really ostracised. They have real problems because they look scary, they can't speak properly, and they grow up in a really isolated way. And a lot of the children, when they're born, I think they suffer neglect. The parents are absolutely terrified, the community is terrified by them, and you can see that when the children actually come, that actually the mother's not treating them like their child, they're treating them like an object. You can see they haven't really bonded with that child. And it's quite dramatic when you operate and immediately they see that this is now their child, and immediately their whole attitude changes.
The benefits of the surgery are sometimes immeasurable because it's such an instant transformation that their lives change literally as soon as the surgery is done, because certainly in the babies they can feed straight away, whereas the day before they haven't been able to feed. So it's those sorts of things that you can't really put a measure on, I think, and it just changes their life completely.
Great God, you can call. I stand outside this woman's work, this woman's word. I know you have a little life in your head. I know you have a lot of strength left. I know you have a little life in your head. I know you have a lot of strength left. I should be crying, but I just can't let it show. I should be hoping, but I can't stop thinking. Oh, darling, make it go. Make it go away. Just make it go away.
Another of Interface Uganda's goals is to teach local hospital staff, helping them to work independently and to improve their country's healthcare from within. English is Uganda's official language, so communication between the UK teams and Ugandan medical students is straightforward.
We've come to Uganda because there's a huge need here, and we can train local surgeons to take part in the huge amount of work that's needed to be done. I think the doctors really enjoy coming to theatre, seeing what we're doing, looking at the different instruments that are used and learning new techniques. I think all of them are very keen to learn. I think leaving people with the natural skills is very important.
Interface Uganda has funded a couple of my trips to the UK for courses that are essential in the training, and also helped with buying in loops and some equipment that I use that are essential personal equipment in plastic surgery.
Volunteers in England collect redundant but usable medical equipment, which is shipped to Uganda by container.
Look in my life, look in my heart. I have seen it fall apart. Now I'm ready to rise again. Just look at my hopes, look at my dreams. I'm building bridges from these seas. Now I'm ready to rise again.
Thousands of adults and children in Uganda suffer from severe disabilities and illnesses. Interface Interface Uganda helps as many as possible. But even if free treatment is available, extra costs can stop patients from reaching us. But step by step, Uganda's healthcare is slowly improving. And by working alongside charities like Interface Uganda, more and more patients are getting the help they so desperately need.
Dream of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom.